So guys, we're back again with another recipe that you can make for Eid or any occasion, to be honest, but we're concentrating more on snacks that you can make for Eid. So today we're making Nunor Bora, and again, I bet you other people call this different things, don't they? Any other names for it? Dali Bora? No?
No, I think Dali Bora is different.
Nunor Bora.
It's Nunor Bora, I
but
think.
why? There's so many other things in it. Why do people
Or
call it
Salaguri
Nunor?
Fita, I think. Could be.
Fita.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, I love this. Number one, I think it's very easy to make, and there's a couple of different ways that I know it. The traditional way is obviously hulud, isn't it? And then you can put coriander
if you want to.
And I remember back in the days that we used to put little bits of hasamoris. So hasamoris is chilies, green chilies. Have you ever made it like that?
I've never made it myself like that, no. We can add some. I've got some.
Yeah, so I like it like that as well. But okay, so do you want to introduce the ingredients? And
Yeah, so you can put lots of different things in. Some people put different spices in. Some people put the khalizira, the nigella seeds in as well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to add those today, and we'll decide if we want to put coriander in later or not. I don't always use coriander, but I've got it here in case we want to add it.
I just love coriander in dishes where there's no colour, and just add it. It just looks so much better.
So we're going to start with about a pint of water. I'm going to do some ginger. This is what
You're going to pop the ginger in the onion?
Yeah, I'll pop it in. Hopefully it'll blitz it quite well.
How many onions? Roughly for your measurements?
For this measurements, what I've done there is I've used approximately 3 medium-sized onions. Do you want to blitz that, and I'll cut the onions? You might have to just go on and off a little bit.
Is there like a consistency you want, or is it
as
very
smooth as possible?
Okay.
That's how I like it.
Just going to use a spatula to pop it down from the sides. You know, these mixers are, I think, the best ones.
Do you know, it's like a legacy one. This was gifted to me by a friend of mine called Polly. I was in between mixers and she got herself a new one, and this was surplus to her, so she gifted it to me, and it's absolutely brilliant.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What is it called?
It's one of the old Mulinexes.
Yeah. I love that smell of coriander. Good, you know, I'm gonna try. Isn't it crazy how when you go to people's houses and they've got the same appliances, like for instance a microwave, and you're in front of the microwave trying to work it out? I always do that.
Yeah. Do you reckon that's okay?
I think that is it a bit too woody? Maybe one last time.
Yeah.
I think we want the consistency to be as smooth as possible. Otherwise, the actual bora will be like bitty.
So I did actually get my blender out to do this, and I put it aside and I forgot about it. The blender will be perfect.
Show them the consistency.
So with this, the finer the better, I find. I've used my food processor, so it's a little bit still clunky. I'd actually prefer it to be a bit smoother than that, but I chose the wrong appliance today for some reason. But it'll still do, because we're going to cook it in the water. So I'm going to add all that into the water now. That's just started boiling.
Smells so nice already. Do let us know what other traditional Bengali dishes you like us to show you guys, because I for one know that this actually helps so many people, especially those that haven't really been able to go into the kitchens at home and they've recently got newly married. They are literally constantly on social media searching for traditional recipes and just things they can make, so I know it really helps. So let us know what other recipes you'd like to see.
Okay, so we've put that in there. We're going to add salt to taste. We've got approximately 2 teaspoons and about a teaspoon and a bit of holoid, turmeric powder. We'll put that in. And then what we're doing is we are just literally boiling the onion so that the rawness goes away and it just cooks through a little bit.
It smells so nice. And these are so good because you can actually just freeze them. So what I do is after I roll them out and cut them out, I lay it on a tray, freeze it, and then put them together like in Tupperware, stick it in the freezer. How long do you think they'll last in the freezer?
It depends on your freezer really, how good your freezer is. I've had them in for months and months, probably a bit too long. But yeah, 3-4 months easily they'll last.
And when someone comes around, you've got some ready-made snacks.
These freeze really well actually.
Yeah. How long would you say? Just like waiting for it to simmer up, boil up a little bit.
Simmer up, boil it up a bit, and just check that the onions have gone translucent, because then you know that they're cooked.
Yeah. Mum used to make so much stuff during Eid. I think as we're getting, like when it's coming to us, we're getting a little bit lazy.
And we just like to order it all in.
Yeah, otherwise like, I remember her, not from the night before, like a couple of nights before, she's getting stuff ready to make.
It just depends though, doesn't it? Like you can get all of this stuff frozen in the shops already.
I know.
But for me, I must be like, yeah, I must like the punishment of the hard work. I like making everything by hand.
I think it's not that. I think it's more like the atmosphere it creates. You know, you're getting ready for Eid or an occasion, and you know all these nice smells, because you're not smelling this every day in your house.
No.
It's just that nice homely smell. The other day, obviously after Ramadan, haven't really been cooking as much because lockdown is eased and restaurants are open and everyone just wants to go out and eat for lunch. So I have literally been out, and it was so nice to cook a curry in the house and actually smell curry and not Febreze. Honestly, it was so nice and comforting.
That's really funny because that's what my girl said yesterday.
Yeah.
We had rice and curry yesterday, and we've been out and about so much, with it being half term as well. And yesterday, like, oh mum, it tastes so good to have rice and curry.
Yeah, they're honestly nothing like it. And I'm sure other people with their home cuisines, like whatever it is you eat, obviously we have like bat salon. So we're like, no matter what we eat outdoors, coming home and having a nice plate of rice, nothing beats it.
Yeah.
Nothing beats it. And I'm so glad, because even all the kids in our family love having like rice and curry, and you know they're not very picky as well. They try everything. I think we're gonna have to do a hood shira one day.
And a sapni maybe.
Oh god, yeah, that's gonna have, yeah, we'll actually, that's something we'll definitely do. So anything else that you can think of, let us know. I'll tell you one thing, my favourite is when it comes down to fish, I like khoy mas and uri. Oh
yeah.
my gosh, love it. And then ilish as well. But obviously ilish is like, I would never ever go and buy an ilish because I know I'll just mess it up. And
so that's another one. People cook ilish differently.
Yeah.
Where we're from in Bangladesh, in Satoh, in Sylhet, we cook our ilish slightly differently. So we cut the fish so small that it breaks all the bones.
it's like kima basically.
Yeah. So yeah, it turns into like fish kima, and it's absolutely delicious. My in-laws don't cook it that way though, so when we cook it with my in-laws, we cook the whole pieces of fish.
Oh my god.
With all the bones in.
I just really want it now. You know, there's always that distinctive flavour that you cannot ever forget. Once you have ilish, I'm telling you, no other fish is going to taste the same.
Yeah. I think this is nearly done. Need a tiny little bit of a boil. What do you reckon?
You're right, exactly. But yeah, we'll definitely do a fish day. That'll be good. We'll do a hudkasaki sati and a, you know,
we can do a fish day. We can do a borta day.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Like borta. That would be nice.
Yeah.
There's so many different types of borta. We actually had a borta day 2 years ago. Was it about 2 years ago? At yours. It was amazing.
I was gutted. It looked amazing.
Did you not go?
I wasn't
there. You were there, weren't you? It was amazing. Honestly, guys, if I find a clip from that day, we'll insert it here because there were so many different types of bortas. What we did is we just told everybody we're going to have a borta day. Or if you're thinking what is borta, other people call it satni. So we had a satni borta day, and everyone from all our families just came, gathered at my mommy's house, and we all had like just borta and rice, and it was amazing. Like some people did isa, some people did aloo, others did sardines, then bangon. There was so, I feel so bad for you. There were so many. The one thing I don't think we did was mula, and I'm sure,
I don't think I've ever had mula borta.
no, I'm sure I saw it on I'm sure I saw it on YouTube, but yeah, I want to retry that. But another thing I really like is dry shukki sapi as well.
Put this in there. So there's, in here, there's 2 and about 3/4 cups, 2.5, just over 2.5 cups of rice flour.
Okay, so we're using rice flour.
Yeah.
That's another thing, I said plain, because I know a lot of people like to add a little bit in.
What?
Plain flour.
As in moida?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But be careful at this
Spitting.
time, because it will spit at you, but you've got to just constantly mix it so it's not like catching to the bottom. It is going to, don't get me wrong, it will, but you just have to keep going. I love it when it comes together, don't you just love it?
Yeah, the water consistency is okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to use more water. The heat down.
Love it. It smells nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you go from smelling the raw onions with the ginger to the rice flour.
Do you know what it reminds me of? When Daily's boiling up.
Boiling.
Yeah.
Right, should we put coriander in or not?
Yes.
So we'll put it in now then. I'm not going to put all of it in. So the heat's still on. It's on quite low now. It's soaked up all the water and it looks quite good. Like you can see that the guri is like, the guri meaning the flour has all soaked up all the water.
Right ratio.
It was, yeah, it's pretty much the right ratio, so we've been pretty lucky. But if you find it still too dry, you can just add another drop of water in now.
Just added boiling water, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's going to help cook the guri.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can look at me like, no. You're gonna say, what are you doing? What are they laughing at? What are they laughing at? What are you guys laughing at?
Are they filming us as well? Are you filming us all?
We've got some little apprentices over there.
They're pretty good. They are my apprentices. They do normally help me make all my bits and bobs for Eid and that. They're so eager and enthusiastic at first, and then when they've got to like the 50th samosa, it's like, Mom, enough.
Can we stop now?
Yeah. How many people do you want to feed?
Once you're on a roll, you just get going.
Yeah, that's enough now. I take it off the heat. Alright, so what we're going to do is let it get a tiny bit cooler now because I can't touch it. What we really need to be doing is we're going to roll it together into a dough, but it's still a little bit too hot to do it, so I'm going to let it cool down a tiny bit and then we'll roll it all together.
Yeah, don't. I actually made that mistake once and I put my hand in when it was really hot, so don't do that. Just wait until it's cooled down. Okay, so now that it's cooled down a bit, we are going to tip it all out. If you've got kids, get them involved. We've got some kids over there, but they don't want to be involved.
So what we're going to do now is we're just going to form a dough.
Why have you got less than me?
How have I got less than you? It's
You
because
have.
I've already clumped some of mine together.
Okay.
Alright, I take some back.
That's alright. Okay, so literally we are just gonna... Oh, it's coming together really nice actually.
Again, here, if you find it's not coming together, you can just sprinkle some water on it. And you do need to do this while it's still quite warm, otherwise you don't really get, it doesn't really come together.
Okay, so now that we've rolled them out, we've actually covered some in cling film just to keep it nice and soft, and it prevents the outer layer from like getting hard. So we're just going to leave it like that, and then we are now ready to roll this out. Ready to roll. We do have some flour just in case it sticks, so Just gonna roll it out. You don't need to make this a circle at all because we're gonna cut it out. So I think I need a bit of flour because it is sticking. Just depends really on what surface you're working on as well. You don't want to add too much flour as well because it can make it a bit dry. So then as less as possible.
I said about these. So what we've done, you've said it already, you can see. So what we've done with the surplus, we've broken it up into bits and we've literally massaged this until it's made a really soft dough. So if I just show you, it's look at the texture, it's really, really soft. And what we've done is we've just wrapped it up in a bit of cling film so that it stays soft while we're
okay. So
working on
what do you think the width of that should be? I think that's okay. Do I do it
the depth of that? I think it's okay. I quite like them. I don't mind them quite thin. You can have them a bit thicker. I wouldn't want it anymore. I think it's fine. You can leave them a bit thicker if you want to, and then you can cut them to whatever you want. So traditionally they're usually round, aren't they? So we've got round. You can make them heart, or
you can even do it freestyle if you want. Choose a butter knife if you wanted to.
Yeah, go for it. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, I like these. I just like it because of the edges.
Yeah. And what's nice with that, sometimes if you just put a bit of flour on it, then it won't stick in between.
So I'm just gonna go ahead. You don't need to like stop and release one. You can just carry on and just go quite close to where you've already done. That way you're not having to, like, you haven't got so much access. Yeah, so if you just release them.
Okay, so here we go.
And it's as easy as that.
They're ready for frying.
And of course you can freeze them in your freezer and then bring them out whenever.
Okay, so we've rolled them out and now we're ready to fry. I've just done the oil heat test, and literally what I did was took a tiny bit of dough, dropped it in, and it sizzled back up again, so you know that the oil's ready. Some of these are so thin.
I know we'll get done a bit quicker. The very last bits. Such an easy recipe, guys. It doesn't even take that long. Yum.
And that's how you want them to, what you want them to do. You want them to puff up just like that.
See, I like all the other shapes, but when you use that specific shape with little bits at the end,
look at that one. That looks so pretty, doesn't it?
So cute. How do you know when it's done? Is it a few seconds or like a minute or two?
These are quite thin, so it won't take so long, but literally it's sort of like a colour check, isn't it? So the dough was cooked in the hot water, so you know it's already cooked. Like, you just need to get that little crisp on this now. So you're not going to run the risk of it being raw because it is pretty much already cooked.
Yeah, so when we put it in the, I was going to say handy. What do you call handy in English? Pan. Saucepan. When we put it in that, it pretty much did already cook.
Yeah. So it depends. Some people like them a bit softer. I quite like them a bit brown because they're nice and crispy then. So I've got those ones there. I think they look quite done. Honestly, when you do these and they don't blow up, the disappointment is horrid.
And there's no self-raising powder in there. There's no bicarb or anything like that, is there?
Nope.
It's just plain flour, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're always a bit hotter now, so they are just coming rushing to the top.
So I heated my oil up quite hot, so just sort of like before it got to smoking. I did the heat test with a bit of dough, and now I've dropped it down to between 4 and 5. I guess that'll be dependent on what your cookers are like. Mine goes up to a number 9, so it's halfway. Oh, they do look really pretty.
They do. I'm a bit fussy with not shapes, but how big they are. These are like the perfect size for me. It's like bite size.
Yeah.
It's not quite bite size, but it is
snacking, isn't it?
You can make them smaller if you want to.
And these could be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
These are literally, you put the whole thing in your mouth.
I mean, because they're fluffed up, but when you look at them raw, they do look a little bit bigger. So what usually happens is they get fried one way and then I eat them one way. But we won't do that today.
Probably a bit hot for you to do that right now.
Yeah.
That's the privileges of being the youngest in the
Yeah,
family.
you taste everything. Come and try this, come and taste this, and you're like, yeah, I'm coming.
And I think us in the middle end up either at the cooker or at the sink.
Yeah. I'm the tea maker. That's what I do.
She makes it really good as well.
Yeah, I just make
That's
tea. Like, I literally be in a house full of like 50 people, and I'll get a message, and the message will just say tea, not even TEA, just tea. And so obviously that's me. I have to get up and go make tea. It's usually my brother-in-law.
I was gonna say. Right, things are getting done really, really quick. I do make mine a little bit thicker, but it's depend on how you want it. These ones are a bit thin, but I like them. I do them like this sometimes as well.
I just love the little specks of coriander in it. I love it. And like we said, I don't know if we mentioned, but if you have, I'll just mention it again. You can add like savoury in it as well. So if you want to add a bit of chili, you can. Maybe do half and half, or maybe like a quarter of your dough. Do that and try it. You might like it. I love it.
We were talking about this earlier, weren't we? That
Yeah.
generally with recipes, you try and replicate what your parents have done and what your older sisters have done because you're so desperate for it to taste the same.
Yeah.
But actually, you know, experiment, put different flavours in. A bit of
Yeah.
fusion is absolutely brilliant.
Definitely. I made these the other day and I forgot to put
Ginger.
ginger in it, but it still tastes nice. So I wouldn't recommend putting garlic in it though.
Yeah, I can't imagine this with garlic.
That would be crazy. That would just not taste right. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to say, if there's anyone out there that would like to do a little cookery section with us, let us know. Just DM us or you can email us, either way, and we'll get in contact with you and let's do it. Done, very well done. This looks quite well done. Let's try it. It's crunchy, soft on the inside. The salt is perfect actually. It's really nice. They're perfect, really yummy. Let us know if you try them. Let us know if you try any of the other recipes, and make sure you comment below to let us know what else you'd like to see.